Harry's Wife. Part 82.1. How to be a girl boss. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor, and we are given yet more prominent examples of Harry's wife's narcissism in action. She continues to clutter the news feed to appear in the print media, the digital media, which necessitates observations upon why she continues to do this and dissection of what's actually occurring so that you understand why she behaves as she does and to extend your knowledge about narcissism more generally. We begin with an article from the Mirror Online, an article by Jennifer Newton. The article is headed, Harry's Wife Shares Tip for Being Girl Boss, while advising people to avoid drama. Yes, I can hear the sniggering at the back already, as we have already an example of grandiosity, whereby Harry's wife feels that she is entitled to explain to people how they should be a girl boss, and moreover, the hypocrisy of advising people to avoid drama whilst she lives her life through the old drama armour. The article explains, before marrying Prince Harry, Harry's wife had an impressive acting career with a main role on legal drama Suits, which she juggled with her lifestyle blog, The Tig. And since stepping down as a senior royal last year, she's gone back to holding various roles after she and Harry signed several multi-million-dollar business deals. In fact, just this week, it was revealed that the couple were entering the world of finance and becoming impact partners, whatever the fuck those are, and investors of a sustainable investment firm called Ethic. See parts passim for my observations on all of that. And previously, in 2015, Harry's wife offered her advice to women wanting to get ahead in the workplace and her biggest tips for becoming a girl boss. Bringing up the past, assertion of control, grandiosity. Now let us just pause there. Harry's wife, in 2015, is what would be loosely described as an actress. Not the highest calibre, and probably not the worst actress, apart from when it comes to grilling burgers. I don't seem to recall that she had a Master's in Business Administration from any top university. Perhaps that has slipped me by. But you would have thought that somebody that holds themselves out as knowing what it takes to be a girl boss, and the fact that that title is used in itself, that description, suggests that you have no idea what it takes to be a leader and to be an individual that succeeds in business. But you'd think that she would be au fait with numerous strands of being an effective boss, somebody that is a good leader in the workplace. For instance, you would think perhaps that she'd exhibit decent financial management, someone who's able to effectively manage finances in a critical fashion, somebody who could forecast the receipt of monies, cash flow, etc. And this is an individual who, of course, is fairly effective at getting lots of money, but also very good at spending it, and therefore it would be questionable as to the effectiveness of her financial management. Perhaps she's somebody who's particularly adept at communication and negotiation, that she can communicate with individuals so that they understand. I suppose such communication skills would naturally involve shouting at people, bullying them, throwing hot tea over them. I guess those are effective communication skills, aren't they? Also, perhaps waving your arms around manically as your narcissism disconnects with what's going on around you and your cognitive empathy, poor as it is, struggles to enable you to communicate with people. Perhaps you're a leader, you exhibit strong leadership skills, namely by declaring yourself as being a leader and determining that you know everything that should be done so that you can tell everybody else how they should behave. So, for instance, she may as well have gone and bought herself loads of gold braid and made herself into some colonel-in-chief as Empress of Woke, telling everybody else how they should behave and how they should think. Perhaps she's a particularly adept problem solver. Not really seen any of that, because as we know, her collateral consequences result in her repeatedly causing problems for herself, which others of course then have to mop up and address. So for her to decide that she is somebody that is well suited to tell other people how to be a girl boss is demonstrative of her lack of awareness, demonstrative of her facade management and her grandiosity. But what more does the article tell us? Well, apparently Harry's wife told InStyle magazine, "I think the biggest part of being a girl boss, in the office, at home, or anywhere you go, is just knowing your value." There we are. Nothing to do with leadership, problem solving, networking, delegation and time management, project management and planning. Nothing to do with marketing, sales and customer service. Nothing to do with financial management. Nothing to do with vision. Know your value. Well, of course, that would be commensurate with a mid-range narcissist believing that she's a legend in her own lunchtime, that believes that she is of significant value. I know my own value, and therefore that means I'm the boss, that I'm the most important person here. Yes, makes perfect sense, doesn't it? What sage advice that is. The article continues as she explained, "As you get older, you become more comfortable in your skin and comfortable in saying no to things. Rachel is an example of that on television, and as the TIG has grown as a brand, I've also learned that saying no is just as valuable as saying yes." Well, of course, the ability to say no is part of the narcissistic armoury. Saying no asserts control, provokes, and it's understandable that she would come out with something such as that. Of course, she doesn't have the ability, again, to provide you with anything meaningful with regard to the various areas that I've just described. She continues, "It's something that I think comes with age and really having a sense of your self-worth, and then you make choices based on that. So, the MBA in being a girl boss so far covers knowing your value, being comfortable in your skin, saying no, having a sense of self-worth." I can just hear all these business leaders popping up as you listen to all of this. The world's going to be in safe hands, isn't it? There'll never be a recession again. In the same interview, Harry's wife also gave her workplace fashion tips, saying you should have a power piece in your wardrobe. Again, this exhibits delusion, the assertion of control. What are these power pieces? Turd brown dress? Maybe. Chairman Mao outfit? Possibly. Refrigerator or washing machine attire? Maybe. The Kermit the Frog outfit? A possibility. Are those the power pieces that you're thinking of? She also advised staying out of office drama, explaining, "I think in life and in the office, it's best to stay out of the drama. You'll be endlessly happier for it." Well, this is probably the most ridiculous comment that's made, and is indicative, of course, of the fact that she fails to see the way that she repeatedly creates drama, and of course has to have it, because it enables the assertion of control and the drawing of fuel. That everywhere she goes, her narcissism compels her to create some form of drama. Yet she can't see this. The narcissism blinds her to it as part of maintaining control. This again evidences the hypocrisy by which she operates, and when she talks about not getting involved in drama and staying out of it, does she mean, for instance, not throwing a hot tea over somebody, or not bullying a child with regard to their weight at a fitting for outfits for a wedding? Maybe she means not making false accusations about people being racist, or accusing people falsely of failing to provide support and assistance. Perhaps it means insisting on having a particular tiara for your wedding, or insisting on having diffusers placed in a particular building at your wedding. Maybe it means not ostracizing your father and preventing him from seeing his grandchildren and uninviting him from a wedding. Maybe it means not reportedly dressing in a manner which isn't in accordance with royal protocol. For instance, not wearing a sheer top in your engagement photo, or not wearing a boat neck neckline on your wedding gown. Maybe not wearing turd brown when everybody else was wearing ice blue and white at a christening. Perhaps it means not ostracising your half-brother or your half-sister. Perhaps it means not causing 3 of your aides to leave their positions. Perhaps it means not wearing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of clothing and jewellery whilst talking about your own buck to a group of children who live in poor circumstances in Harlem. Maybe it's none of those things causing drama. Maybe that's what it's all about. This is demonstrative of the hypocrisy and the sheer ridiculous nature of how she will preach these things, believing that she knows everything there is about being a successful girl boss, and at the same time then engaging in behaviour which directly contradicts what she tells you that you should all do. Of course, those of you who are listening and are familiar with all of this will not be surprised by what you're hearing. The article continues. Harry and Harry's wife have signed a string of business deals since stepping down as senior royals and leaving the United Kingdom to go to California. One is with Netflix, which they will work with to create content that informs but also gives hope. So far, produced square root of bugger all. It's unknown exactly how much the deal is worth, the article tells us, but it has been reported it could be worth $112 million. I can dare say all of that money isn't going to appear. The couple has also signed a deal with Spotify, the article tells us, said to be worth £30 million to produce podcasts that promote diverse and inspiring voices under the couple's brand Archwell Audio. Meanwhile, last year, Harry's wife enlisted the help of a billionaire chat show friend, Oprah Winfrey, who actually seems to have gone missing, or as of late, building a very high wall between her garden and that of Harry and his wife at Monty Shit Show. The Duchess backed the firm Clever Blends, a startup that makes instant oat milk lattes, as she reportedly begins to build a portfolio of startup investments. However, the value of the deal is unknown. Here we have again dredging something up from the past for the purposes of trying to maintain relevance and assertion of control, and yet all it does is generate the collateral consequence as you, as informed viewers of my channel, recognise that what she says is completely at odds with the way that she behaves. But her narcissism fails to recognise this. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.